Hello, successionaires, and welcome to the TV and conference call talk show, The Road to Success. The talk show, The Road to Success, is a talk show about any and everything you want to talk about, although we do always have a main topic or a guest. I'm your host, Professor William Murry. I'm also the president of the Millionaire Mastermind Institute, an institute for entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs, or anyone that wants to live a better life and with the knowledge and know-how of how. It is at the Millionaire Mastermind Institute where millionaire mindsets, lifestyles, and businesses are made. We the Millionaire Mastermind Institute take you from idea to implementation and beyond. The talk show is here to make your life easier and much more knowledgeable. As always, the God in me blesses and greets the God in you. This evening we got a guest, and I'll bring him on in a little bit. Robert Gatewood, someone I've been knowing for years, and we've been coaching each other back and forth and talking, helping each other build and grow our business. But and we keep telling you that success is a process. Now, with this new show and all my new gear and all my new equipment, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I've been wanting to do. This is what I've been learning how to do. This is what I've been practicing on. Now, I've had my show, The Road to Success, now for over 9 years. But now that I've got the ability to make it a TV show, and you can watch me on Facebook or YouTube. You can go to YouTube, MRWMURRY, Mr. W. Murray, or you can go to YouTube, and I'm there. So and everything's going to get better, y'all. I'm building and I'm growing, and I'm already national. I've got people all across the country tuning in, and that I love that. That I love, because when you got the country already there and you're building and growing, that means that you've got more opportunity to reach more people. And I'm excited about that. And I can see the difference already, because I'm getting all these new emails and getting all these new calls, and people want to they take it. Otherwise, they're taking advantage of that 15 minutes of free conference that I give you, because I give you 15 minutes of a free consultation, and all you have to do is just call me. That's all you got to do, is just call me. So and you'll get that free 15 minutes. And I was surprised, because this is my third show with my new system, and I'm learning more and more each week. And with what I'm going to do, because next week I've got to go to Myrtle Beach. I've got a presentation. I got 2 presentations in Myrtle Beach. Then when I come back, I got to go to New York, and then I got to go to Baltimore. Then I got to go to Delaware. So I'm getting busy, y'all. And then I got I got a presentation here. What is that? The 20th, 21st of May. I don't have my schedule in front of me, but I got a presentation here. It feels good, y'all, to be busy again. You have no idea how good it feels to be this busy. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Now, y'all know that this Saturday, the 24th of April, I'm doing a 2-hour from 10 to 12 backyard seminar on building and growing an idea, business, or lifestyle. I'm a 45-year entrepreneur and educator, and I teach you the thought and the action process to success, whether it's spiritual, personal, financial, or entrepreneurial. So I'm telling you, take advantage of this rare opportunity to learn how to succeed in all your endeavors. And you'll be able to talk to me, ask me questions one-on-one, and I am going to stream it. For those of you who are out of the DC metropolitan area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Now, here's the thing. I'm telling you, if you want to attend it live, go to backyardseminar.eventbrite.com and reserve your seat. Get your ticket. It's free. It is free. The young lady who booked me it doesn't want to charge. So it's free. It's in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, right at the Beltway on exit 11A off the Beltway. And go to the first light, make a left, come down Westphalia. It's right there near the community center. Go to backyardseminar.eventbrite.com and get your tickets. I'm only allowing, she said only 20 people can be at the event. We're going to practice social distancing, and you must have a mask. Don't be late. Session starts on time. And don't be number 21. You're going to be short. Go to backyardseminar.eventbrite.com and reserve your seat. Get your ticket. Saturday, April 24th from 10 to 12. That's in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. But like I said, it's right off the Beltway. I ain't but 8 minutes, maybe. I ain't even 8 minutes from Washington, D.C. Southeast. So I'm not that far from D.C. I'm right off the 495, exit 11A. Backyardseminar.eventbrite.com. So I want to see you there, to have your face in the place. Reserve your tickets. And I'm going to get you started, help you with your business. Like I said, whether it's personal, spiritual, financial, entrepreneurial. And I hope to see you there. Okay, I hope y'all ready for what we're getting ready to do now, y'all. I got this beautiful brother that has supported me. He has guided me. He has coached me, and vice versa. He helped me with all my new equipment. He puts together my my website. He's teaching me what I need to know in order to build and grow this. Like I said, we coach each other. He listens to me, I listen to him. Because if you aren't being coached and taught by someone who is an expert and a professional in the field of your assistance, you're not going to go very far. You need to have a coach. Hold on, let me mute all those out on my conference call.
Muted. Unmuted.
Okay, because y'all know when you want to come in, but we have a question and answer period. You hit *6 for those of you on my conference call number. Now, for those of you out there who want to get on the conference call where you can talk live, all you got to do is dial 218-548-0510. That's 218-548-0510, and the PIN number is 1950 #. And you can talk live. You got a live question, you better give Robert Gatewood the question. If you're on social media, Facebook or on YouTube, just type it in the feed, and I'll read your feed, put it out there to the public, answer your questions. So the Facebook, go to MRWMURRY, Mr. W. Murry. Facebook is facebook.com/W. Murry. Because we're live, you can talk to my guest live, and we'll go from there. I want to welcome y'all, my dear friend Robert Gatewood. He is the CEO and founder of Gatewood Marketing. This brother can get you when it comes to marketing, branding, website. Well, let him tell you. I'm going to let him tell you. He's the man because he's my man. He's the one who does my stuff for me. And he's been doing it for, I don't know how many years now. How you doing, my brother?
Good, good evening, Miss Murry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to see you again.
Well, you know what, man? It's always a pleasure being seen, brother. I'd rather be seen than viewed any day.
That's pretty good. We'll have to use that.
Yeah, well, feel free, man. Just give me my props.
Give you credit, right? Give you attribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, good to be here. Good to be here. I'm glad to see you're moving and progressing. And as always, you're a man on the move. And I appreciate everything you've been doing for the community and helping people get into the mindset to make that million or billion or whatever. And you're right. I like the fact you have mindset in your title, because a lot of what we do, particularly on that road to success, mindset is a pivotal role in that.
You know, Robert, people talk about, I get tired of hearing everybody talk about mindset. Everybody talks about mindset. What people don't realize is everything, and I mean everything, first goes through thought. You can be the most brilliant person out there. You can have as many letters behind your name as you've been to school for, but it has no value if your mindset is right. You know, they say you got a lot of educated fools out there.
Well,
Mindset, baby. It's all mindset.
even in the Bible, it says, "Man thinketh, so does he." So
That's
you
right.
have to you have to think it in order to be it.
And you know, one thing I always tell them, Robert, because my motto is, and one of the first things I do when I get a client and we talking, and one of the first things I do, I tell them, if you think it, ink it. Because
Think it, ink it.
you got to go back and check out what you're thinking.
Right. That's exactly right.
Everything goes through thought. You are where you are behind your choices. And that means thought. You know how it
Right.
is. You got clients out there that the first thing you got to do is coach them and start working on their mindset before you can do anything for them.
Well, that's one of the I call myself a foundationalist. And so I build a lot of my success and practices based on foundational things. That means you have to do the things that are basic and foundational before you start doing the things that's going to cost you money and take a lot of time and effort. And mindset is one of those things. You control that. You don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to. You sit around and think about think positively, project where you're going to go and where you want to be. You don't have to pay anybody for that. Just accept it, be it, and then start taking action. But
And do it.
mindset is one
That's
of
right.
those foundational aspects of success.
Very necessary. I mean, you know, man, Robert, I'm a mindologist.
Man,
Because that's what I'm going to work on your mind. That's my expertise. My expertise is teaching you the thought and the action process to success. People don't realize, they really don't understand how necessary, how powerful, how potent it is when I tell you I teach you the thought and the action process to success. Because success, Robert, is only two things. That's giving it to your God force, your spirit, your universe, whatever it is and working toward it. Because what they tell you, prayer without action is useless. Thought without action is useless.
well, you're right. I on my Instagram page, I have 4 pillars, and I have it on some of my other locations, but I particularly have it on my Instagram page. I have 4 M's. The first one is actually mindset. Second one is mission. Third one is market, and the fourth one is money. Those are like 4 of the things that you must have in order to succeed in business. But you notice the first one was actually mindset. So
That's right. That's most
can't get
important.
around it. Can't get around it.
Now, Robert, I know who you are, and you know who you are. Let's tell the public, who is Robert Gatewood?
Well,
Who's
thank
Robert
you again.
Gatewood?
I am Robert Gatewood. I am a business developer by trade. I have been the president and CEO of Gatewood Marketing for the past 20 plus years. I spent my cut my teeth in corporate America. I worked for Diet to Go. I worked for Telegrocery. I spent a lot of years in buying and marketing and management. I started my own company because I really got tired of really making everybody else rich. And one thing I found out, Mary, is that these companies go out of business. They either go out of business or they get tired of you, and next thing you know, you start back from square one again. So if you want to control your own destiny, for better or worse, a business is one way to do it. And that is, I mean, that is just a proven entity for me. I've been on this company, on this job now for 20 something years. Before that, I couldn't last past 7 years before I was out the door, or either the company folded or we got tired of each other. So, so that's my main source of income right now, is the president and CEO of Gatewood Marketing. I'm also the producer of the Marketing Pulpit TV show, comes on every Friday. We have a footprint over at Radio One. We've been there for 10 years. We took a hiatus because of the pandemic, but we do plan to go back over there at some point when they feel it's safe to do so. I've written a couple of books, one called Played in Full, The Marketing Exploitation of Black America, and another book called Smarter Than the Boss. I'm also an adjunct professor at Prince George's Community College in the DC area. And so, but everything, Professor Murry, comes back to my mission of building businesses and putting people to work. So everything I do is taking me towards that end.
You know, Robert, the reason you started as an entrepreneur now, I'm an entrepreneur now, Robert. I'm into my 45th year as an entrepreneur, Robert.
Wow. Very
45
good.
years I've been self-employed.
Congrats.
I don't have a boss, man. It's great. Well, I'm married, so outside of that, I don't have a boss.
I hear you.
But you realize the same thing that I tell people that I realized years ago. No one can make me as happy or pay me as much money as I can.
Man.
So I decided to become an entrepreneur. Because I had a good job, Robert. I had one of the top paying jobs in the city. Yeah. And one day I went to work, and you heard me telling about the eye problem I had, where I went to my supervisor, and I told him I had an eye problem. He's telling me, well, go to the doctor, get back to work. Go to hurry up and get back to work. I said, no, sir, that ain't my eye problem. He said, what you talking about? What's your eye problem? I decided I don't want to work here no more. I want to be an entrepreneur. I quit.
That's some serious eyes. Some serious eyes. Oh boy, eye problem. Yeah, but it's amazing when that light bulb goes on. People ask me sometimes why did I leave corporate America? Like I said, I've been presidents and vice presidents and CFOs and CEOs, but man, let me tell you, at some point, I get tired of taking instructions from these little snots out here who know have half as much knowledge as I have.
Educated fools.
And like, man, I have to get away from this. And so, when I left corporate America, I took started making half of my salary in the first year or so. But there was something that was greater: that freedom, that ability to grow, job security, building a legacy, being able to give back, helping my daughter, go and see her in her plays when I wanted to, not having to ask somebody to go to lunch or to take a day off.
Yeah.
The benefits was so outweighed any negative repercussions such as the income. And then eventually, if you start committing that same amount of time to your own business, you will actually get that income back and more. So I actually went through that process, and I decided I would never look back. And I can't imagine what kind of money somebody would have to pay me to go work again. Now I'm not, and once again, I don't knock people who have a 9-to-5 job. If you have a 9-to-5 job and you have a purpose, you can fulfill your purpose even on a job. But you should also find other ways to give back through supporting businesses in the community, taking some of that money maybe and starting a business on the side. But you have to do what you have to do to survive, and survival and economic viability takes on many faces. And so sometimes that means some of our brothers and sisters have to hang on to that 9-to-5 job while they pursue their purpose.
But you know, Robert, everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur.
Oh.
This is a lot of work. People say, Mr. Murry, you got it made. Look how easy you live and all this. But what you're looking at 45 years of overnight success. And you know 45 years don't happen overnight. And so, that's when I'm working on the mind, there's this cartoon, there's this thing out there I saw on Facebook where this lady talking about, I started my business 2 weeks ago and I'm still broke. I knew it was a scam.
But that's funny.
They don't know, Robert, how many nights, man, that we lay awake, wondering how we gonna make payroll, how we gonna make rent, or how we go pay our house note, or how we go pay our car note, how we go do this, how we go do that. Hey man, you just like me have probably cried yourself asleep before worrying about
Well,
how you going to do what you got to do.
well, you made a very important point when you said that everybody is not meant to be an entrepreneur. In the
That's
old
right.
days, in my early days when I was young and adventuresome, I felt that everybody should be an entrepreneur. I felt nobody should work for anybody ever. And as I got older, I realized we keep going back to that mindset, Brother Murray, is that if you don't have the mindset of an entrepreneur, you have to almost die and be born again to become an entrepreneur. The old you won't work in the old you that was in corporate America doing things a certain way just might not work as a business owner. So it almost you have to be rebirthed into the world of entrepreneurship. And so if you're not ready to make that transition, then there's a good chance you may not survive as an entrepreneur. So don't believe just because you're good at what you do that you're good at being an entrepreneur. It does take a certain set of skills, and some of those are not innate in us, particularly if we've been indoctrinated into the corporate structure for 20, 30, 40 years. That doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you have to do a reawakening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Robert, people, I couldn't be nothing else but an entrepreneur. Every time I went looking for a job, I ended up hiring me. So, and I ain't gonna tell you a lie. I think I'm a damn good boss,
He's pretty good,
but
huh?
I'm a terrible employee. And there's a difference, man. Like I said, a boss is a leader. He's going to show you and help you and help you grow. Where a boss just gonna tell you do this, do that, do that. No, I want to be a leader, man. I don't want to be just a boss. I want to be a leader. I don't want you to do a lifetime of working for me. I want you to learn how to build and grow a business and go out there and start your own.
What I've been able to do, Mr. Murray, and maybe it's even to my detriment, is that I've had I have a staff now of about four people right now. Well, one of the things I even teach my staff is that, and this, like I say, it goes back to my purpose. I said, when you're ready to fly on your own, if that entrepreneur bug bites you, you don't have to start stealing the company paper and stealing secrets and so forth. I'm going to be the first. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. So you don't have
Yeah,
to do this undercover. I'm actually going to help you fly. And I'll tell them that, and you can just see the relief come over their face because and everybody they got that somewhere in their heart. They want to go out here and take that step on their own. So I have helped birth so many businesses and people that had come through my company because I have that attitude. My mission is to build strong businesses and put people to work. That might mean you're working for me, working for Mr. Murray or somebody else, or that might mean going out here starting your own business. So I've never stood in the way of somebody who's trying to start a company. As a matter of fact, that's one of the when you come in the door as an employee of Gatewood Marketing, is like, I know what's going to happen. You're going to get in here, you're going to see, say, wow, I can do this myself. But drop the subterfuge. You don't have to go sneaking around corners and trying to steal the company's secret. Let me help you. Let me help you because that's part of my purpose and my mission.
Robert, there are things that you and I both do that's similar, but and that's why we get along well, Robert. We're not competitors.
Mm-hmm.
We're really partners. Because look how many I've sent people to you.
Mm-hmm.
You sent people to me.
Yep.
I mean, that's we helping each other, man. I don't, you're not a threat to me. You're not a challenge to me because there's too much value in you that can help me, just like there's value in me that can help you. And you can't be selfish out there in the entrepreneur world because you don't know where this person that you're being selfish to is going to grow one day where you're really going to need them. That's when they say you never burn a bridge, baby, because you don't know when you got to cross it again.
Well, that's been one of those secret sauces of success that I've discovered over the years is that, and it's been to the undoing of many small companies that we're so possessive. We're trying to protect something, and sometimes people only have two pennies to rub together, and they're all protective and possessive of what little they have because they're afraid of losing it. But if they just open up their fists, open up their lives, and embrace the spirit of giving and partnership, they would grow so much faster and go so much further. They say you can go fast alone, but if you want to go far, you have to bring in others. And
Yeah.
so that's one of the things I've been encouraging my clients to do. I have when I bring a client through my company, there are just certain things that we make as a goal from day one, and these are not necessarily things that's going to be on your balance sheet or your income statement. One, like you said, was that spirit of mindset, but the other is the
Yeah.
spirit of partnership, building stakeholders and relationships, because those relationships are really what's going to make you the business that you want to be in the future. And because you cannot do this alone, you can't. You look at any of these big companies out here that are just making money over money, hand over fist. They had some help, and so, but you can't go out here just asking for help or expecting help. You have to help others along the way, and reciprocity is very real.
Yeah. Very real. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you can't hear me? Hold on. Okay. There it is. All right, baby. Yeah, my mistake. Go ahead, Robert. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
that's
being
okay.
I'm being I'm being coached.
Hey man, like you say, never too old to learn, never too what is it, never too young, never too old to, you know what to say.
You're never too old to teach and never too young to learn, and vice versa. Never
Right,
too old to
right.
learn, never too young. Okay, I had to I had did something, made a mistake on my phone, Robert. So go ahead, man, because I got to work on the side. So
Well,
the floor is yours.
what I was going to talk about today is growing your business, because there are many companies out here that have started businesses and they've kind of stuck. But there's an old Chinese proverb that says, having a business is like riding a bike. You cannot stand in one place. You will fall over. A
True.
bike has to propel, and a business is the same way. So what I've been one of those goals of when a client comes across my portal is that we have to grow this business. Uh, and so in your business, you're going to be there's two pivotal milestones in every business. One is that point of critical mass. That's that point when you take that business to the point where it can sustain itself. And unfortunately, some companies never get there. Those companies fail. You must reach critical mass. That company must pay for itself. It must pay you your salary. If that's the goal, it must be able to cover its expenses, but pay for its inventory, pay for its location. If those are parts that's required to make that business go, then you have to reach critical mass to do that. That's one milestone. That's a good thing. You want to get to that point as soon as possible. The second milestone in the life of a business is called the point of diminishing return. Now, that's a point you don't want to reach, because diminishing return means that the things that you are doing to make you successful and prosperous, they stop working. They don't work anymore. So what you want to do as a business owner in this growth process is to hasten the process of critical mass where you can support yourself, and slow down the process of diminishing return where things are just not working anymore. Sometimes you reach that point of diminishing return, you just don't have the right mix. Things just aren't clicking. This cake doesn't bake. It's just not working anymore. So you have to get beyond that point. And that's where growth again comes in. You must continually grow this business. Now, there's certain ways you can grow a business too. When people think of growth of a business, they think it means having more trucks out in the parking lot, or having more staff, or having a bigger office. But growth takes on many countenances. Growth can mean your income, more profits, more sales, more customers, liquid assets, and things like that. It also means future value, things like building your customer list, engaging in technology, uh, investments in advertising. So, but you have to be growing at all times. There's no way around it, Mr. Murray. I hate to say it. You must be growing. Now, some people are growing and you don't know they're growing. You're just looking at the size of their trucks and the side of their office. You figure that person isn't growing. But you know if you're growing or not. You're looking at your bank statement and you got more money than you ever had. You got more staff. Sometimes they're working off site. But growth can be, has many different faces. And so, but at some point, however it looks, you must be growing in some way or the other. Now, usually in the growth of a business, you have to add some context to this. You have to understand what we call the industry life cycle, industry and product life cycles. That's introduction, growth, maturity, decline. And you're going to hit critical mass usually somewhere in that growth phase. That's when things are really, really clicking. And the other thing to understand about this industry life cycle is that there's a different marketing strategy for each phase. Introduction has a marketing strategy, growth has a marketing strategy, maturity has a marketing strategy, and decline. You're probably going to hit that diminishing return somewhere between maturity and decline of your business. But what you want to do is to shorten that period of diminishing return and get to critical mass. So critical mass, you want to get there by understanding your audience, having the right products and services, pricing that product correctly, having the right distribution methods, giving that product to the customers when at the proper place and time. So those are things that'll get you to critical mass sooner. But how do we stop this diminishing return? Once again, Murray, it comes back to growth. I've tried it. I've tried to help companies get beyond this period. But if you don't grow, you got to go. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put it. You got to grow or go. You're taking up space. If you're
And you
not
got to
growing
know
this
in order
business,
to grow.
excuse me,
You got to know in order to grow.
you have to know in order to grow. Now, I'm going to give you two quick ways. And like I said, I'm not going to take up all your time tonight, but I do want to leave your audience with these two things because some people are sitting there trying to figure out right now why their business may be on the verge of collapsing. One, because they're probably not growing. I'll give you two quick ways how you can grow this business. Now, one is that you can change up your demographic mix. You might be you put this business together based on a certain model, and sometimes over years things change. There's been a shift in the environment. There's been a shift in the makeup of the country. There's been a shift. Sometimes these shifts are seismic. They're quite profound. So you may have to increase your product line or extend the product line to reach a new demographic. I remember when I was with this diet company, and we spent most of our time chasing women because women were the primary audience. But we hit that point of diminishing return. Basically, you've run out of people. You had to go find some more people to market to. So we had to offer some products that start to appeal to men. And so you have to every now and then go back and look at your product mix. Can I take the products that I have and with minor modifications reach another demographic? It used to target maybe on a certain race. Can you now make it so that it reach other races? Other things to look at is your product hours, your operating hours. Or when you think about it, in my business, Mr. Murray, most of my clients, believe it or not, many of them, when they come to me for the first time, they have day jobs. So I can't be sitting there saying I'm a 9-to-5 company when all of my clients come to me after work. Yeah. I have to be available when my clients are available to come to me. And I think sometimes we get so caught up into the tradition of way things used to work or have to work that we lose opportunity. So another way to grow is to possibly expand your operating hours. You can improve your services. Sometimes, I hate to say it, some of our services are not that great. Okay, we just didn't keep up, so we have to go back and revisit some of these services that we offer. Sometimes we have to review our pricing. Another way to grow. You can grow by actually tinkering with your price. Let's just say, for instance, you were reaching this low end of the marketplace where people were used to paying for. They want everything on sale. They want the good family and friend hookup. They're not willing to spend that amount of money that you're trying to get. Sometimes by tinkering with that price, you can actually reach a new, entirely different market. I remember when I first started in the web business, Mr. Murray, I went after that low end market. It was like my first website was a $99 website. I was driving to North Carolina one weekend and I was going down to see my mom and pop as I do at Christmas time every year. I got this idea of starting a web business. And I came back, ran an ad in the Washington Post called the $99 website. And the phone just lit up. They rang off the hook. Matter of fact, I got more calls than I can handle the business. but I did it. So I discovered this thing called lead time. Lead time simply means that I'm going to extend the time between the time you pay me and the time I deliver the product. So I would extend the lead time from a week to a month. Well, to make a long story short, I decided I can't handle all this business anymore. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise the price, make these folks stop calling me. So I said, I'm going to raise this price from 99 bucks to 300 bucks. That'll get rid of them. What happened, Mr. Murray, that the phone rang even more. The phone
You
took
got
off.
a, and you got a better, you got a better, a better client.
That's exactly right. That was one of my early lessons in growth, is that you can tinker with things that you're already doing. You don't have to go out and necessarily buy something bigger and spend a ton of money. This is called strategy. That's why I'm called a business strategist. I'm not the guy. I mean, of course, we're going to do the best. You come to us for a website or some design services or logo and social media, we're going to give you the best you can get. But my main reason for being one of my raison d'etre, my purpose, is to help people strategize, to be resourceful and use what they already have. Uh, Also, another way to grow a business is to look at new distribution channels. If you are, we learned this in big fashion during the pandemic. I mean, I mean, the pandemic wrote this section for me. People realize you can't come into the store anymore. I can't come by your shop. I can't come into your office. So they discovered things like Zoom and technology and other forms of delivering the products and services through different channels. Places like DoorDash and Uber Eats. They
Yeah.
made more money than they ever made. And they grew by default. That was not part of their strategy. They didn't plan. I don't think they planned the pandemic. At least I don't want to start any theories, but who knows? But whether they But whether they planned it or not, Mr. Murray, this was another example of how growth happens by changing up your formula. The formula, the requirements or distribution changed, and as a result, they grew whether they wanted to or not. What I'm saying, don't let this happen by happenstance. Make this part of your strategy and start growing your business where you are. You
Yes.
have many of the tools already at your disposal. You just need to sit down and come up with a growth strategy. I've just given you two: the demographic mix and the location of what we call distribution channels. You tinker with those two things today. I'm telling you, about tomorrow, by the end of next month, you would have seen an impact in your bottom line, in your growth. And not be like that Chinese, like the old proverb, like the Chinese say, if you're not moving forward, you're gonna fall over. I'm saying take that business that you have and start moving it forward by growing it. It's not going to last if you sit where you are. Competition is going to eat you alive.
Yes.
Technology is going to mow over you. You're going to face obsolescence. The industry life cycle, you're going to go off the cliff. If you look at the bell curve, the industry life cycle, that decline, there's nowhere to go but down. So you have to grow this business. And I told you earlier that growth takes on many different faces. Don't feel like when I say grow, you got to go out here and get yourself in debt and start showing off. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can grow through growing your customer base, on your profits, growing your cash, growing your product mix, expanding your location, sometimes virtually. You can grow the business without going out and getting yourself in a lot of debt. But you may be sitting on resources that you're not fully taking advantage of.
Robert, one of the biggest problems I'm finding with a lot of my calls, because like I told you, I'm getting calls like crazy. They want
Mhm.
that 15 minutes consultation.
Right.
But they don't want to, after that, they don't want to spend no money. They don't realize, man, free is not going to get you where you want to be.
Mr. Murray, that is why one of the things I was talking about earlier is that we have to invest what we call there's future present value growth, but there's also
Yes.
future value growth. Future value growth means investing now in things that's going to grow you in the future. That's in things like coaching, things like advertising, things like staff, things that are going to present you value in the future in the growth of your business. Now, and I'm going to say this again because I think sometimes that many people do this. Sometimes just not out of they didn't know any better. But let's get out of this habit of spending our money, particularly you entrepreneurs, on things that are not going to grow your business. I even tell my when people try to offer me like a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, I said, look, give me something to put in my business. Okay. This
Yeah,
chair I'm sitting in, this laptop I'm in. You have to change that mindset, like you said, Mr. Murray, into the mindset of an entrepreneur. And that means particularly when you're trying to grow this business and not have it fall over because it's not moving forward. Now, I'm going to end this on a quote that I saw on the internet. Who knows where you see these things nowadays? But I thought it was phenomenal. I thought I'd grab it and use it again. If you want to fly, you have to give up things holding you down. If you
true.
want to fly, you have to give up the things that are holding you down. And that particularly applies if you're trying to grow a business. And I put it in three different categories. Three different categories to start for P. These are some of the things you have to give up or at least marginalize as you're trying to grow your business and reach your goals. People. There are certain people you have to just let go. Okay.
Bam.
Sorry. If you're
Yes.
trying to grow a business and all your buddies, all they want to do is drink, go out and drink and chase women and do frivolity, you may have to let some of them go, or at least marginalize them for the time being, or maybe see them a little less often. But people can actually be one of the things to hold you down to keep you from growing. Another thing is prejudices or predispositions, outdated beliefs. Folks, you got to get rid of some of these old ways of thinking. These old ways of thinking will do you in. Some folks sitting right here quoting grandma. My grandma said you shouldn't do this. Grandma's never run a business. Grandma doesn't have two pennies to put together. She's gonna have to end up living with you because of some of the old outdated beliefs. Grandma, I love her, but I can't use her for business advice. Okay, bless her heart. So those prejudices and predispositions have been the undoing of some people. And the last one, that last P, Mr. Murray, is possessions. I'm telling you, don't spend all your money on these cars and trips and trying to go around the world. They're nice and they're fun, but you got to put them in their proper priorities, particularly if you're a business owner and you're trying to grow. So, people, prejudices, and possessions, those three things can undo you, but you can also turn them to your advantage when you're trying to grow a business.
Robert, we got people chomping at the bits. Let me do this little commercial, and we'll come back to you, y'all. The lines are going to be open.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What I need y'all to do out there is because I'm growing and building this, and I'm still making mistakes. I made a mistake tonight, and I'm sorry, y'all. And some of y'all didn't call back in because I had hit the wrong button, and I'm sorry, and you
Happening.
couldn't hear us. But
It happened.
I'm getting it right because I've got two, three different channels here, so just that one channel. But I need you to go. I need you to give me a blessing. I need you to go on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and subscribe to my page, or you just like my page. So every time we go live, you'll get a notice. Now, for those of you out there on my conference call, and you get text messages from me every week, that's getting ready to end. So I'm telling you, go on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and subscribe to my page. Because I'm here. I'm here when you need me. All you have to do is dial 240-619-2019. You can book me. Look at this lady did for this weekend. Book me to come in and do something in her backyard.
All
I can do
right.
something in your backyard.
Hmm.
You got to locate. We can work it out.
Get it, Mr. Murray. That's right.
I'm going to teach you how to build and grow your idea, your business, your life, your lifestyle. I'm here. I got 45 years to give you knowledge of my 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 business, of my knowledge. Because I keep telling y'all may not realize I'm brilliant. I know I stutter, I stammer, and I'm country, but I don't stop me from being brilliant. But I know my brilliance has no value to nobody but me. What you want is my expertise. And I can give you that. I can help you build and grow that for which you're seeking. My book, I have a book too, Climbing Success Mountain. I'm getting ready to finish my other two books because I'm buckling down, y'all. I am tired of giving excuses and not doing what I need to do to finish my books. I already got the material. All I got to do is put the book form. And if you want to send me a message, text me. I mean, email me. Email me at TRTS, The Road to Success. TRTS dot info@gmail.com. TRTS at TRTS at info at gmail.com, y'all. I'll get it right in a minute. And you can send me a message and tell me what it is that you want. Now I'm gonna open up the lines for y'all to talk to Robert Gatewood because someone is asking if you're on my conference call. *6. Lines are open. We got about 12 more minutes. So lines are open. Someone wanted to ask a question because they asked me where we're going to open the lines. Lines are open. So you can talk to us or either post something. Yes. Yes.
Mr. Murray.
Yes.
Mr. Gatewood.
Yes.
He can hear you.
I was just talking. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Good evening.
Yeah, I was just calling. I was listening to the show and I was listening to what you and Robert were commenting on and some good points there. And, you know, the thing in terms of the consultation piece that you were talking about, that's a conversation I've been having with my clients a lot in recent months, in the last 12 months, actually.
Yes.
And it's almost like mandatory these days because the one thing that I've realized is that you can't really get involved with someone's business until you really have a deep conversation with them to find out where they are,
right,
what their plans are, and where they're trying to go. Otherwise, you're just kind of throwing things on the wall, hoping something sticks. And at the end of the day, that generally doesn't result into a long-term relationship with that particular customer. So now I do what's called a discovery session with the majority of my clients for my services, for design services, printing services, to make sure that we're on the right page when we're trying to do something to help their business. And they're willing to pay for the consultation. There's no real hesitancy because once I break down why they need it in a clear feature benefit type of way, they see it makes sense.
And you know something they got to realize, William. You know, it's you're a professional. You got to, and they got to learn how to speak business. See, a lot of people don't know how to speak business, Robert. You know how it is because a lot of times people want this and they want that, but they ain't ready and they don't even know how to tell you what they need.
You're right. And what William was saying, got two Williams here. What William was saying is exactly right.
You do.
And what has happened, both Williams, is that now, in line with what I was talking about earlier, now that we have technology, those consultations that William is talking about, they've been made easier. And I encourage everybody to take advantage of this new technology, and you will find yourself reaching folks that you would have never reached otherwise. I'm doing consultation with people in Texas and in the continent of Africa. But like you said also, William, is that if you don't know where that person is trying to go, if you haven't had that discovery session with them, if you haven't figured out what their purpose, their mission, and their goals are, like you said, you're really starting off on the road to nowhere, and there's a pretty good chance that's not going to end in a successful outcome.
Yeah, I agree. And I had a great conversation with a customer. We had a consultation last week. She's up in Connecticut, and she's overjoyed about the fact that we had this consultation.
Mm-hmm.
Now the possibilities are there where otherwise she was just trying to scratch her head figuring out what the next move was. So just giving her some clarity on possible moves that could be made just kind of reinvigorated her whole raison d'etre, so to speak.
Right.
You know something, Robert and Maxwell. I'll say Maxwell, so they won't think I'm talking to myself when I say William. but oh, there goes. See, I'm having trouble with my machine, y'all. People got to realize, if you are an entrepreneur, you've got to learn how to speak business. You've got to learn that you are a public speaker, whether you like it or not, because who's your client? The public. You don't use street language. You use professional language. Because, Robert, we've talked about how some of the things they come to you with, man. I'm thinking, Lord, I know what you're going through, Robert. I know what you're going through, brother.
Well, it's a double-edged sword there, Mr. Murray. What I try to do is that even though I went to school and got an MBA degree, I still have to talk to where people are to get them where they need to go. And so what I try to do is to educate them along the way. They may not know all the fancy terms or the terminologies, and it may not even be necessary to understand. But what I want them to know is that when you have to make that presentation, when you're trying to interact with your stakeholders, you have to speak from a position of confidence, of knowledge, professionalism, expertise. And yeah, sometimes you got to go and look in the mirror and get that elevator pitch together to make sure when you're projecting yourself, you're speaking in a way that your stakeholders understand and where you're trying to go.
You know, Robert, there's something that I always say, and one of my clients tripped me out the other day because I looked on Facebook and he posted one of the sayings that he'd gotten from me. And it was amazing because I said, wow, he's really listening to me. Y'all, they're listening to you. People are listening to you. The way you speak is telling them a lot and how much you know. See, you don't practice. And here's what he put on there that I always say. You don't practice until you get it right. You practice until you can't get it wrong.
I like that.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Look at. Let's go with two of the best I've ever out there in history. Look at Kobe Bryant and look at LeBron James. Do you know how many shots they shoot from one position all over the floor? Everybody say today I'm gonna shoot 1,000 shots from here. Tomorrow I'm gonna shoot 1,000 shots from there. They aren't practicing to get it right. They practice until they can't get it wrong.
I like that. I like that. Because you're right. When you practice and you get it right, that's just one time. But if you practice until you can't get it wrong, that's forever.
That is, and it becomes like me. I'm still, Robert, I'm 45 years in business. I'm still right now using scripts. They aren't scripts to me no more because I've done it, said it so many times that now it flows. I can't get it wrong.
I like that. That's a new mind. That's a mindset. That's mindset you're talking about.
I work on your mind, brother. You know, and I'm proud of who I am. I know I'm country. I know I stutter and I stammer, but that's not gonna stop me from, because I can talk, and I want to put something on your mind and make you think all the time. I've got to get you out of that everyday thought and get you into the professional thought and mindset. Look at what you go, Robert. You do the same thing. Maxwell, you do the same thing. All three of us are business people.
Well, you have given me a new something to ponder this evening. The concept of don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. That's a new way of thinking. I like that. That's really that's a pretty good shift in thinking.
And the bill's in the mail, man. I mailed it last month, so you should be getting it any day now.
Maybe that's working, man. I might send you.
Make it like breathing. I always ask clients, when's the last time you thought about taking a breath?
It's natural.
Do it.
We ain't got long, Robert.
The answer is generally you never think about taking a breath. It's automatic. So that's how it should be as it pertains to dealing with your business. You should have this stuff so down packed that it's automatic.
Y'all, we got 3 minutes left. Lines are open. Somebody want to talk to us. I unmuted everyone if you're on my social media line. If you're on the conference call, I'm seeing you on the conference call, all the lines are unmuted. Just speak up if you something you want to say to Robert, me, or whatever, or questions, or because we ain't got but a couple 3 minutes. Lines are open. Somebody talk to us. Because if not, me and Robert can talk. We ain't never got, it ain't never a time we ain't got something to say.
That is so true. That is so true.
Because there's so much that we got to, when you're in business, I don't care what you do, you're an educator. You're teaching your clients. I don't care what the business is. And Robert, we've been out there for so long, and like I say, my prices aren't based on your budget. My prices are based on my worth.
Well, one thing
I admit I work with you on some things, but I know what I'm worth. I got 45 years, baby.
Well, what I discovered during this pandemic, Mr. Murray, is that some of us have been blessed with certain gifts and skills that we have to be compensated. Okay, and it's like this, and then if you in certain demand, then somebody coming along trying to get you to work for free when you have people waiting for your service, then of course that's never going to work. So you got to invest. Let's put it this way: you got to invest in the growth of your company. That's the other thing I meant to say during this whole talk about growth. You have to invest in it.
Well, Robert, this has been very nice, but here's what you got, Robert. Tell us how we can get in touch with you, my brother.
All right, you can find me on. You can go to gatewoodmarketing.com. And that's my company where I do my marketing and business development. And you can also find me on the Marketing Pulpit. Go to marketingpulpit.com. You can find out more about my show that comes on every Friday at 10:30 a.m. This coming Friday will be myself and wellologist Candace Camille. We're going to talk about business and wellness, the business of health. And so that's where you can catch me, gatewoodmarketing.com and marketingpulpit.com.
And how do they tune into that, Robert?
Just go to marketingpulpit.com. You can listen to the show right on the screen. Everything is embedded right there in the website. But I'm also on Facebook at Marketing Pulpit. I'm on Twitter at Marketing Pulpit. I'm on Instagram at Marketing Pulpit. And you can listen to the shows and follow me there. So also, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Marketing Pulpit.
Robert, it has been a plum pleasing, as my good friend Les Brown always say, it has been a plum pleasing pleasure, my brother.
The pleasure has been mine as always, Mr. Murray. It's always good to catch back up with you and to see you're doing well. And just stay, don't be a stranger.
Well, man, you're part of this, of me going this next step to where I am now. So, brother, I can't thank you. And I told you, I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me. I told you, man, you done created a monster, brother. Because I'm going to blow this joint up. I'm going to be out there, and I'm already nationwide.
Well, because you're doing such great things, Mr. Murray, it's my pleasure to help you with your platform and to give you a bigger mouthpiece. And so go out there and keep spreading that good word, my friend.
Well, my brother, I swear, man. When the pandemic, we can go out. I'm going to take you out to a lunch now. I'm not cheap now. I'm not cheap. I ain't taking McDonald's. Or nowhere like that. I probably take somewhere expensive, like maybe Wendy's.
Okay. Can I supersize it?
Yeah, you can supersize it, baby. I'll let you supersize it.
All right, thank you.
It's been a pleasure, my brother. And I want to thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
And family, guess what time it is? You know what time it is, right? You know what time it is. As I always tell you, if you push me, I'll pull you. If you pull me, I'll push you. It doesn't matter what I'm pushing and pulling, y'all. We're going to get there together. I love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. So until next time, family, I'm telling you, God bless you. I love you. And keep working on your road to success. Until next time, y'all, God bless. And keep working. Keep working and keep working. Keep practicing and practicing and practicing until you can't get it wrong. You have me here, William Murry, president of the Millionaire Mastermind Institute, at 240-619-2019. Call me and get that free 15-minute consultation. Now, don't forget about this weekend. This weekend, go ahead online right now, and go to backyardseminar.eventbrite.com. Backyardseminar.eventbrite.com. Until next time, y'all, God bless and keep working on your road to success. Thank you and God bless.